Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm now going to explain to you and show to you what I take when I go touring and how I pack it the best I can. It's going to be a general overview. So right, there's the tractor in my cave. This is my cave. This is where we keep all our stuff, from the wife's bike, helmets, general stuff. Right, I'm going to start with the sat nav. I prefer a dedicated sat nav over a phone, purely because with the phone you lose signal, you can lose your maps. Never lose signal on this. It's a Zumo XT, great bit of kit, even got TripAdvisor, takes all the, uses data from your phone for live traffic, etc, etc, etc. So for me, standalone sat nav always. I power my phone from my USB. Always take a tank bag. My tank bag is ideal. In my tank bag, phone, camera box, digital SR, everything I keep on me is here. My wallet, our passports go in here. Everything that you need, like tickets for ferries and whatever, all go in my tank bag. My tank bag's easy. It just lifts on and off straight from the lock that's on it. So it's quite an easy lock. With your tank bag, well, it's off. It's that simple. You can take that with you when you're going in and out of shops or whatever, filling up, and it just clips back on. So always take a tank bag. That's the front. This is where I can see it all the time. It's not going to get lost. So that's that bit. Right. Also, when I am touring, in my back box, okay, this is a bit of kit that I always take. Security wise, obligatory really. Got your disc lock, always take a disc lock. Always take this a little chain here. Now this is quite light really for what it is. It's about 8 to 10 foot length of cable with a padlock. This is twofold. What we use this for, I'll show you what we use it for in a second. So I take that. Depending on where we're going and what we're touring, we sometimes take this. This is just our over trousers, waterproof trousers. So if we're touring and we've only taken jeans, we'll take these. The rest of my kit is all Gore-Tex. I use a lot of Clem stuff. I've got Clem Pro Gore-Tex Badlands outfit there. I've got my other lighter Clem jacket. I take that. My gloves. Always take a spare set of gloves when I'm touring. These are Gore-Tex. They're waterproof. They're quite lightweight ones. Nothing like having wet hands all day. And leather gloves, they just don't dry out overnight, forget it. Spare necky, same thing. And also the bike cover. Now this thing is light, I mean there's no weight to it, it's ideal. And the reason I take a bike cover purely is when you are parked up in a car park, in a hotel or wherever you are, and you throw a bike cover over it, your bike becomes quite inconspicuous. With the locks, with the cover, it's just another layer. Someone's got to take that cover off to see what bike it is. They've got to look at it. It's just another thing that's going to set an alarm off on the bike, or set the tracker off, or set the disc lock screamer off. So there are a couple of things I take, and I will explain to you what I do with that cable in a second. Right, what we do with this, not only do we lock the bikes up at night, if there's one or two bikes where you're on your own, you can use this as an additional lock to lock your bike up. But when we're touring and we go visiting, and we want to visit in somewhere, we want to visit museums or castles or whatever, and we want to leave our kit on the bike, take this lead, throw it through a coat sleeve. Now you can get half a dozen coats on that, you can put helmets on that, you can chain it to the bike. We've had 4 helmets on this, 5 coats, change it to the bike. They're there when you get back, no one's going to take them. But a good little tip with this, double use, good for security, and good for chaining shit to your bike. Right, in addition to the security for the bike, bits and bobs, leaves me plenty of room in my back box then for anything we buy, anything we pick up en route. You can get a helmet in there if need be. I can lock my tank bag in there if we're popping in for a coffee or something like that. Also, in the toolbox on my bike, I carry a puncture repair kit, which is in there, and a biscuit, just a standard biscuit, bike biscuit, in case you're on some slack ground. So yeah, I keep that in the toolbox in there because there's no room under the seat on these GS's. Other stuff I will take will be a few tools. I always take a few tools away, just extra. Really, it's just extra Torx sets. So if this comes loose, I'll take 3 or 4 different size torques, and that's it. I won't take any other tools. It's pointless on this bike because there's not much more you can do. But what I always take, gaffer tape and cable ties. If something comes loose or comes off, this is a quick fix. It's gonna hold on a pannier with some cable ties and tape. It's gonna get you to your hotel. It's gonna get you back to where you need to be. So yeah, definitely cable ties and definitely gaffer tape. Also, touring in Europe, don't really do it when we're over here, but when we're in Europe, take away a couple of high vises. It's the law in France to carry high vises in case you break down. A few years ago, we used to have to take breathalyzer kits. Don't have to take them anymore. We also used to take spare bulbs for the bike. This bike's all LED. I couldn't change them even if I had them, so don't bother with that anymore. So yeah, that's another thing we take. Top tip, carrier bag. A lonely old carrier bag. If you have ever been on the side of the road and tried to put these on without hopping around like a Larry, getting your boot caught, trying to get this on, it is not easy. Slip a carrier bag over your foot and it goes through like butter. Top tip, take a carrier bag when you're taking waterproofs. Also guys, if you're traveling in Europe, I do recommend taking a spare set of keys. You lose these, that's going nowhere. I always take a spare set, give them to Mrs. Tractor, she'll hang on to them. If you're with your mates, give them a spare set, take a spare set off of them. Spare set of keys, always a must when you're touring. As I mentioned before, when I'm touring in Europe, I take a slightly different bit of kit away. As I say, I've showed you, and I take the high vises. Also, when you're touring in Europe, you're going to need some documents. Basically, in here, I've got a printed copy of the insurance. You need your V5 document. You need MOT certificate if it's valid. And what I always do, and always have done, even when I travel on an aeroplane, I take photocopies with me of my driving license, documents, and copies of my passport, paper copies. They're not going to be accepted at a border, but if you end up in an embassy because you've lost your passport, they're going to save you a bag of time. So yeah, don't forget your documents when you're traveling in Europe. When it comes to what I take, what I'm going to wear, it does vary, to be honest, on the time of year. If I'm going away in the summer, I'm going to for 2 weeks, 10 days, I'm going to take a pair of shorts, either a pair of jeans or a pair of tracksuit bottoms, whatever takes me fancy, hoodie, 4, 5 t-shirts. You're only going to wear the t-shirt for 2 or 3 hours of an evening. You don't need to take a t-shirt for every day. You don't need to take a pair of trousers for every day. 10-day tour, you're talking socks, pants, 4 or 5 t-shirts, pair of trousers, pair of shorts, pair of trainers, and a hoodie for the evening. If it does get wet and cold, you've got your bike coat to wear. All day long, you're wearing your bike gear. Now, I always wear a base layer. It's a lightweight base layer for people that run and jog or walk. The reason that is you can wash it and it dries within hours. So you can wash it in a sink in a hotel if it gets a bit on the smelly side, and it's dry within hours. Perfect to take. Always wear a base layer. Right, if you are touring and you are worried about weight and you want to save some space and you are using hotels in particular, they all supply hair shampoo, toothbrushes. You will find them everywhere. Don't really need to take it. I just take deodorant, maybe a toothbrush. Hotel pretty much supplies the rest. Also, hard luggage. I love hard luggage, don't like soft luggage. Never got on with it. Always like my hard luggage. Lucky with the GS, you can get bags that fit straight into your pannier so you can't overload them. As long as the bag's the same shape as it is when you go in, pop your bag straight in. Also, another top tip, one of these, it's a dry bag. Nothing worse than having stinky underwear and damp socks in with your clean clothes. Put them in here, take them home, wrap them up, no smell, no moisture gets out, it's perfect. Also, if you have got old socks and old pants or old drawers, whichever you wear, take them, wear them, bin them as you go. Don't bring them home, they've got holes in. That's another top tip, and we have done it, and we have left pants in some rooms in bins. It's quite amusing. Also guys, don't forget to take stuff to keep these clean. Yes, your helmets. Always take my charging leads for my helmets, obviously charge the intercoms. Also I take away a pot of this, which is visor clear, put it on the lid overnight, wipe it off in the morning. Any any range just going to run off. Lucky with a GS. Little pocket here, I keep my little cleaning kit in, so I've got some visor clean and a rag in there. I've got a couple of spare rags in the bags on the side. So yeah, don't forget to take some microfiber cloths and something to clean your visor. Don't forget as well, if you're not lucky like I am and have a shaft drive on a bike, don't forget your chain lube. You could be doing lots of mileage through lots of different conditions, lots of weather. So also advise, take some chain lube if you have a chain for your bike. You're going to need it. Right everybody, I hope that's been useful and insightful. Don't think I've forgotten anything. We travel light. You don't need to take the earth and the kitchen sink with you when you travel. As I say, that's what we take. It's the kit we take all the time now. We have gone away before and took way too much stuff and bought way too much stuff back. If you are touring with 2 or 3 different bikes like we are in June, then take different stuff. If I'm taking gaffer tape and cable ties, the other lads don't need to take gaffer tape and cable ties. If they're taking spanner, torque set, you don't need to take a torque set. Share it out amongst yourselves. Usually when we go away with the same group, one will take a pump, one will take a little booster pack for batteries in case we get any problems, and one will take a bit of gaffer tape and some other bits and bobs. Share it out between you. If you are on your own and you want to take all that, that's fine. Me personally, I'm not going to take a pump away. I'm not going to take a jumper pack away when I'm touring if it's just me and Mrs. Tractor. Yeah, that's up to you. But keep it light, keep it simple. You'll have a great time. Get out there and tour. Catch you all again on the next one.